You might find yourself in a situation now which is very similar to the situation I was in just 12 months ago. You're in your home country, you're making a little bit of money, you're working a normal job, but you know that this is not right for you. You want to get out, you want to leave your home country, and you want to go do something for you. You want to make money doing something that you enjoy and doing one of your passions and doing something that you will find fulfilling. When I finally set out to do this, when I finally cut the ties I had in my home country and I took that leap of faith, there's a lot of things that I learned along the way. So today I want to share with you 7 of the things I've learned which really changed my perspective on life and the way I work and the way I go about my daily lifestyle. First thing for you, the result for whatever you do is guaranteed. When I first started trying to find hustles back in Australia, I jumped on dropshipping, I tried some day trading, but every time I found one of these hustles, I went into it hoping that I'd get lucky. I was hoping that I would find a product which would make me millions. I was hoping that I'd somehow magically become a profitable trader. And I was still doing the steps I needed to do, but I knew in the back of my mind that there was going to have to be an element of luck for me to actually get where I wanted to be with my goals. This all changed after my first trip to Thailand, and I started building an affiliate marketing agency with one of my mates that I met here. And this was the first time in my life where I really knew in my heart and my mind that there was going to be no element of luck about this. I was going to give this business absolutely no chance of failure. And even when I felt like it was going nowhere, instead of giving up after 1 month and looking for the next opportunity, I just pushed through, put my head down, and found a new way to do things. And what I realized after doing this for 3 months, and after we found tremendous success in doing this, is I could have done this for any of my previous businesses. I could have done this while dropshipping. I could have done this while trading. But I gave up too easy because I was hoping for that element of luck. I was hoping to find something that would just pop off for me, but I never actually pushed through and did the hard work to guarantee that result for myself. So whether you do or whether you don't, there's no luck involved. It's completely up to you. The second thing, there's a very big difference between what you're good at versus what you want to do. And oftentimes those are going to be different things. For me, I'm very good at building teams. I'm very good with numbers. I'm very good with processes. I'm very good at building systems. This is what I'm good at. And this is what I got my success doing in Australia. Now, while this is what I'm naturally good at, this is not naturally what I want to do. This is not what I get fulfillment from doing. What I want to do is I want to make content. I want to create something and put it on the internet for other people to see. Now, I'm not good at it, and this is something I've only just started doing, but this is what I want to do. So when you're in this first stage, where you're trying to get out of your home country, you're trying to initially go after your dream, I would encourage you, if you do not already have cash savings, take a step back, assess what you're good at, and go after that first before you go after the business that you actually want. If you already have some cash savings behind you, absolutely go after your dream straight away. You should do that. But don't put yourself in a hard position just to go after a new thing because you want to do it, even though you've got no experience and you're not actually good at it. You can do that later, but first of all, get some cash behind you, apply yourself where you're good at, and then look to outsource that business and head to something that you actually want to do after that. The third thing, when you start to win, that can be one of the most dangerous places to be when it comes to achieving your goals. In the year of 2024, me and my friend made a pledge and we said, we're not going to drink, we're not going to smoke, we're not going to do any substances, no vices this whole year, all 12 months. And for the first 6 months of the year, we stuck with that. We didn't drink, we didn't smoke, we didn't do any of that stuff, and we made phenomenal progress. Then when we moved out to Thailand and we celebrated because we'd achieved the first step of our roadmap, the first thing we did on that night is we relapsed. We fell back into those vices. We thought, we've won, we've done well, we can enjoy this now. And once we did it once, the second time was easier. The second time it was easier to justify engaging in those behaviors which we'd promised ourselves we wouldn't do. And I ended up having a few months after that where progress started to slow. And I didn't notice it because we were still achieving results which were far better than what I had back in my home country. But if I'd pushed through and I'd kept that promise to myself and I'd stayed off these substances, I would have been in a far better position now rather than taking those few months to celebrate and letting my guard down and allowing myself to slip back into the old ways which had kept me trapped in the first place. The fourth thing, waking up early does not matter. It does not matter if you get up at 5 a.m. and do this 3 hour long morning routine, you go for a run, you do all these things, if you're just going to be exhausted for the rest of the day and not be able to focus. It is not about the time you wake up. It is about spending your hours in the day as effectively as you possibly can. And that's going to be up to you to decide when are my most productive hours, what time should I set up my schedule so that it's going to be the best for me. Not the best for what the multi-million-dollar entrepreneur on the internet tells you it should be, but what should actually be the best for you. Because when I used to try and wake up early every morning, what would happen is I'd force myself to get out of bed, I'd go make a coffee, and I'd feel terrible. I wouldn't get my full 8 hours of sleep. And then for the rest of the day, it was just a sluggish grind. And it made it 10 times easier for me to fall into bad habits. It made it so much easier for me to doom scroll. It made it so much easier for me to waste time. I was tired, so I wanted to skip my workout. So even though I was getting up at 5 a.m. every morning, I was ruining myself for the rest of the day. So don't just wake up at 5 a.m. because people tell you should. Wake up at the best time for you and build yourself the best routine so that the hours that you're awake, you're having the most effective schedule possible, no matter what time of the day that might be. The fifth thing, 10x is actually easier than 2x. You might see Grant Cardone, his big thing is 10x every year. The reason why 10x is better than 2x is if you're trying to double something, what's most likely going to happen is you're just going to do more of the same work, more of the same processes, twice as much work, and that's how you double. However, when you 10x something, it forces you to have new systems. It forces you to evolve and grow. So don't go looking for a 2x, go looking for a 10x. That's the only way you can achieve long-term success and really scale up your business or whatever it is you want to do in your life. Because when you go for that 10x and you find the new systems, maybe you find a different product, you find different ways of doing things, you get new staff on, that's where you achieve the 2x easily. So don't go for a 2x, go for a 10x in everything you do in life. The sixth thing, happiness is never the goal in life. If you chase happiness, ultimately it's going to lead you down the path of hedonism. It's going to leave you chasing cheap dopamine. It's going to leave you chasing these fake highs. And what's going to happen is as you get less and less dopamine from these fake highs, you're just going to fall into this dark pit of despair. And soon you're not going to get any dopamine at all from hard work. You're not going to get dopamine from doing deep work blocks. You're not going to get dopamine from going to the gym and hitting the weights. If you wake up every day and you decide, okay, my goal today is to try to be as happy as possible, that is ultimately going to lead you far away from what you need to be doing to actually achieve fulfillment and actually achieve happiness. Everybody wakes up in the morning from zero. Every day your main mission is to rebuild your hero. Every night when I go to bed, I feel amazing. I feel amazing because I spent that day doing the hard work I know I had to do. And as you start to do that hard work, you build up your confidence, you start getting that dopamine coming through, and it gives you the energy to go do the next task. And so by the time you go to bed, you feel amazing, you've smashed the day, and you're thinking to yourself, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and go again. But every single time when you wake up in the morning, you're going to feel the complete opposite of that. You're going to feel exhausted. So acknowledge that that's normal. Don't worry if you wake up feeling down. Don't worry if you wake up feeling tired, lethargic. Just know that's normal. And the way out of that is to get up, get about your work, get about your day, and build your hero up again each and every day. That's a daily process in and out. But don't ruin it by waking up in the morning and immediately going for that cheap dopamine, because then you set yourself up for failure. The final point I want to make here, and this is something I still struggle with to this day, do not even attempt perfection. Obviously, perfection is not possible. But the problem you have when you even attempt it is you get caught up on all the little details that don't matter, and it stops you from actively progressing. When me and my partner were building our affiliate marketing agency, we complemented each other very well because he was always looking for the new thing, the new process, the new system, whereas I was always looking for the best, most effective ways to integrate it and keeping it well-oiled and running smooth. But what was often happening is we'd come into disagreements because I was trying to perfect something before we move on to the next thing. And ultimately, that was actually slowing down the growth of the business and slowing down our progress towards our goals. So even just the act of attempting perfection was actually a very harmful thing to do there. Now, you shouldn't just throw your standards out the window, and you shouldn't just move on to the next thing straight away. But don't get caught up on trying to perfect every little detail before you allow yourself to take the next step and before you allow yourself to do the next key task, which is actively going to grow your business. So drop a comment down below if this helped you. If you've got any more questions for me, I've got lots and lots more things that I've realized in chasing my dream for the past 2 years. So if there's anything I do to help you boys, either drop a comment down below or reach out to me on Instagram. Instagram's probably the easiest way to contact me, so I can just respond to you directly there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, boys. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.